So, Suzie, we're here at DataArt's fourth instalment of its Question Time. A very open discussion from the panel. I think some competitors here, people coming from different perspectives, but I think a lot of agreement, in fact. And one of those points was, in fact, that in terms of distribution, it's about finding balance.
Yeah, I think that's key. I think, we all have an ultimate goal, which is to make as much money as possible for our businesses, and to do so while delivering a really great guest experience. And I think there's an understanding of how customers want to book and how they like to find and consume hotel content. So I think for us it is about finding the balance. It's understanding that there are many ways that customers like to find and research travel. We need to make sure we're everywhere. We need to make sure we're transparent in terms of pricing and value. But ultimately, customers need to have the choice to book how they wish. Their experience should be exactly the same. And ultimately, our digital reputation is what's going to drive future business and future growth.
So you made a point about technology companies in terms of allowing them to assist you, in terms of you work with technology companies who come up with new innovative products, ideas, and that's how you develop your company or your product, and you focus on the customer.
Yeah, I think as hoteliers, we're focused on delivering an amazing customer experience, and we spend a lot of time working through that, whether that's investing, recruiting, training, in order to give our guests the best experience. So I think we're never going to innovate in a technology space. So for us to move ahead and be competitive and also give guests an easy and accessible booking platform, we need to be able to work with other technology partners who can bring a product to market very quickly and help us to stay ahead.
A good question came from the audience in terms of the cost of pay-per-click advertising, and you were very clear in terms of Facebook has delivered for you this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we've really moved away from reliance on Google PPC defining our marketing digital spend. Social media has been a really interesting project, in terms of we weren't really sure if it was the right platform for our brand, right platform for our customer. But like with anything in marketing, you have to give it a go. And we've seen some amazing success this year in terms of promoting our content, specifically through Facebook. Definitely where we're able to kind of pinpoint and really be very specific about our targeting of our audience, certainly around a lot of some of the kind of non-residential activities, whether it's around restaurant, afternoon tea, specific events in our hotels. But Facebook is certainly delivering an amazing ROI this year, and probably a much more interesting ROI than we would have expected to see.
And it's probably fair to say that you or important to note that you said you haven't given up on pay-per-click. There's still a brand experience there, that you're still working with pay-per-click. Pay-per-click got very expensive, and I think everyone is very aware of that, especially in the travel space. Do you think Facebook and social might go down that road as well, and we'll end up in the same scenario in a few years until somebody else comes along? Or is it about the audience that Facebook has that Google ultimately doesn't have in terms of knowing its audience?
Yeah, I think both of those items. Pay-per-click from a brand term perspective and a brand keyword perspective is still important to us. We definitely see that as the end of the funnel, and it's a real key point of conversion, certainly delivering traffic to our site. I think absolutely any successful publishing advertising model will evolve to what's going to make the most money for the publisher. So I'm sure that it's going to absolutely move in that way. But I think at the moment, it's a great example of being an early adopter and learning the lessons now while it's probably a bit cheaper to do so.
And tell me, lastly, this environment, this forum, very relaxed, very open, very different to a traditional travel conference. Did you enjoy it? Do you enjoy this kind of environment? Did you learn from today?
Yeah, I always learn. I really enjoyed being part of this kind of event because it's interesting to hear perspectives outside the hotel-specific industry and really branching into travel. A lot of the big travel companies are far more exposed to a lot more innovative ideas than perhaps the hotel-specific conferences. I think it was very open. I think the questions were intelligent and probing. They weren't confrontational informal, and no one was looking for an argument. They were really just looking to learn, and that's the kind of environment that I like to be part of.
Excellent. Thanks for your time, Suzie.
Pleasure.